Yeah. T, change the music over to non-copyrighted music, please. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome this weekend to the new school, old school race hard bodies here at Lanes Raceway. That's any motor 80 or not 8700. I'm over here thinking it's RC. Any motor up to a Group 12 slot car motor, brushed, of course, here at Lanes Raceway. Any of the old school bodies from JR Salvino's. You can run a GRC brass chassis, or you can run a Mid America hard body chassis. But we got 5 racers here today. Let's go over here and take a quick look here at the points so far. James McCutcheon there with 175. Sean McCutcheon with a perfect 400. He's here today. He's going to try to do some blocking. Randy Kirtley's the closest to getting that. If he replaces one today, he'll be able to gain 5 points there and turn himself up to 385. Uh, Glenn Burden, 320. Nathaniel Burden, 345. 180. Guillermo Sire. And Gabriel Kirtley, Andrew Neighbors, and Caden Dunn not yet raced. We're going to head over here to my right display here real quick. I want to show you guys something here. We see our main board here. I'm going to down scroll that. Something really been going crazy here at Lanes Raceway. You can see several of our racers here that just got started last night. Uh, and this is outrunning. If you finish like one of these little light blue sections here, you get, Tay, if you would, go ahead and start that, please. You get like a pinion or a set of tires. But each day you come in, we have a challenge for you, and you can get bronze, silver, or gold in the challenge. Of course, bronze you'll get a little less likely good part. Silver you'll get a little better part, and then gold you'll get the best part we offer. But if you can make it to one of the 4 or 5 finishes here on the right side, then you will get a car to race in a cannonball style race that we're going to have here. Let me get our regular viewing race back up here. All right, James, ready up. Here we go. James up for 1 minute qualifying here. Also, our Summer Series shirts for the new school, old school hard bodies have been designed here, and we can kind of make those a little bit bigger here. You can kind of see the back here. Now, of course, they're clear where they're supposed to be white. That way that I can blur out some of the background there. But nonetheless, pretty cool. Got those, and then this is the front here. Make that a little bit bigger. See a little new school, old school there. Like a decaying, falling city for sure. Guys like that. They get a shirt during the summer series, and as long as they have a membership here, they get it for free. So if they don't, the best time to order a shirt is definitely early on. But yes, the only you can always get one of these shirts as long as you race here at Lanes Raceway, but you have to race to get a race shirt. Other than that, we do have non-race shirts here at Lanes Raceway. We call pit crew shirts, and they're $20. James McCutcheon, 8.435 right there. Next up is going to be Sean McCutcheon, then Randy Kirtley. We're going to be running probably just a full race here today. Me and T will probably track marshal. We'll have the buttons on like we did last week. If we had 6, we could split it up. Wouldn't be too bad. Uh, Chat is live, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you want to join in, got any questions about this series, there's still time to join, as this is our 3rd race out of 8. So there's still time to come and join up. We also have RC here that you can join up into, and drag racing on Friday nights, 6 for 30. Join up on that action. And we got a rookie class too. It's a box stock class, so you come in here and get a toolbox, controller, car, tire tool, oil, glue, and a block, pretty much everything you need to get started, and of course a car. And they all have to run the car stock the way it is out of the block. So pretty cool. Sean McCutcheon right now with a 7.601. Also, if you get one of those rookie box classes, you can do the outrunning here at Lanes Raceway free of charge. It don't cost you $5 to get entered as long as you buy one of those kits. And the kits are $149, so it's not like it's outrageous or nothing. And it's a good way to get started in slot car racing. Sean McCutcheon right now, the 7.601. We can go over and take a look at that real quick. So he's right at a second or so, pretty close to a second above James McCutcheon's time. Pretty clear day here in Lanes Raceway, as you can tell. A lot better than it has been the past few days. We're waiting on Randy to get started here, 7 seconds. You can see he's been hard at work here on the orange track, painting the lanes there. We finally got it ready for painting the slots, and then of course we'll go back over it with the epoxy. So we should be getting pretty close to getting that thing done. Randy Kirtley's front nose dragging here a little bit with his car. See him coming through 1, 2, and 3 turns here. Then camel hump. Third to last, second to last, and horseshoe to the backstretch. He's been really smooth with this Davey Allison 28 Havoline car. Right now, 7.916 fastest lap time for Randy. See Nathaniel Burton there in the teal colored shirt. He still likes to go. Glenn Burton in the Hawaiian shirt, he'll be up next. He's patiently waiting his turn. Red flag for Randy. Randy is going to have a qualifying time of 7.844. He's about 2/10 off pace of Sean McCutcheon. They're all saying he's rubbing. Yeah, he is rubbing for sure. Next up, Glenn Burton. He's getting hooked up there on the blue lane. If you guys like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe to your friends and anybody that would be interested in hobby racing. Much appreciated. And Glenn Burton, he's getting signed up here, dialing in his controller there. I can always count on Glenn to actually look like he is actually in a summer series. Me and Glenn, of course, wearing Hawaiian shirts quite often. But he's got a good selection, I will say that. A little envious, I guess you would say, of a few of them he's got. He brought one in last night, had a Corona one that was really pretty. If you ain't ever wore Hawaiian shirts, highly recommend it. They are very comfortable. You might get made fun of a little bit, but those people are just insecure about how cool you look, so don't worry about those people. Glenn Burton's car looking really good here today, a lot better than it was last week. This thing's really hooking up. The Richard Petty car here, 8.466. He's actually gaining a little bit of time since last week. Still room for improvement, of course, always in racing. One of the biggest struggles with that car last week was the rear tire section wasn't cut out, and if the body wasn't just right, it would want to come off because you couldn't put it all the way down because then it would get into the tires. But I would say Glenn probably has the heaviest body out of all the guys, but it is by far probably, in my opinion, at least the best looking. But I am a Richard Petty fan, so there is that. Next up, Nathaniel Burton. We'll go ahead and skip for him because he was quick on the hookup. He's got a controller hooked up here. The number 11 Budweiser Darrell Waltrip car. And Nathaniel keeps surprising me race after race, just how smooth he's been getting with the blue track. He's coming into his own, and I would say not too far in the future, we're going to see Nathaniel Burden pressing towards the higher marks here at Lanes Raceway, because he has gotten real good about keeping his car on, and he keeps getting quicker and quicker. Right now, in 8.159. His car's got a little bit of sound on it. We were hearing this last week, but his car is quite hooked up and low to the ground here. With that style Monte Carlo that he has, the rear wing's not as big as some of the other classic cars. And I think that might have some issues with some of the downforce. He's almost got her in the sevens there, an 8.006. 3 seconds ago, he should be able to get his car back around here. Good qualifying there for Nathaniel Burden right now in third position with an 8.006, 2/10 off of Randy. We're starting to see a little bit of a pattern here. These positions are about 2/10 different from each other. So that's going to be all of our qualifying. James and Glenn very close together this week, time-wise, about 0.03 of a second difference for them two. But right now, we're going to head you back over here to, whoops, not that, or that. That is our 1RC. You can see the shirts they got for 1RC there on an accident click here. It's supposed to go to Worlds 1, so let me click on that. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and get all this restarted. Sean is acting crazy there in turn 3. All right, let's see here. So I need to go race format. Round robin. Now, of course, after the old school, we will have the new school race. We'll get all this stuff wrote down. Of course, T will get that picture taken and where they finish. And if they can replace a race, we will get that done. All right. Sean, where you going? Blue. Dad? James? Glenn? All right. So everybody is stationed where they're supposed to be. And, of course, me and T are going to have to track marshal this just like we did last week. So if you got anything you want to say in the chat, I will get to it in between heats. I'll come over here and check it out. But I will be track marshaling the right side, and T will track marshal the left. The buttons will be on for the racers if there is a rider or if they wreck off in the red, they can hit that. Other than that, they leave it live unless we yell track, and we're good to go. T, you know where to go, right? No, not to Boogie Town. Over here, by the black side of the track. T said she's evidently thought she had to go to Boogie Town. Wherever that is unknown. It's probably a real place in the U.S., though. I wouldn't be surprised. No, it's going to be a live track just like last week when me and T was doing it. But if you wreck off in the red, hit it. If you wreck off in somebody else's lane and ride, hit it. Other than that, don't hit it unless we yell track. And I would say if we yell track, the ones that should hit it are the ones that are wrecked. But hopefully we don't have to have that issue. I think it went pretty good last week. You guys have been driving this pretty good, so it's not really been that big of an issue. Before we get started here, I just want to make sure everything is up. Looks like everything is rolling right now. All right, folks. T, you ready? Guys are getting their stickers on. Cheese would have a very tough time marshaling. He ain't got no thumbs. I'll tell you a good one would be good for marshaling. Hacker. Gabriel's dog. Yeah, if me and Glenn said that at the same time. Yeah, that dog loves getting on the track. He tried to go to the high banks first week we were open. He tried to run around the high banks on the orange track. He's good at taking them off. That is true. So we're just going to have an A main here today, folks. Like I said, everybody's getting their stickers and stuff. 2 minutes interval in between. I better check that. Uh, I almost made them run to their cars, folks. I still had it on 20 and 20. We did that the first week, and everybody's like, man, there ain't enough time on there. I was like, oh, it should be. There wasn't. 20 seconds and 20 seconds. Pretty funny. All right. I'm glad we haven't started that yet. Now everything's good, though. Glenn over there oiling or something in his car there, maybe tightening up a guide flag. If we can get enough people later on after these two races, we'd like to have a GRC 4.5-inch out of the box race over on the oval. A lot of people's been wanting to do that here lately, so we have put that up to do that today. If it takes off, we'll continue to do it. But if things don't work, we always swap up and do different things. We usually give it a couple weeks, but then after that, we got to use all the time that we possibly can in here for things that people do want to do. So sometimes things get changed. So we're always looking to do the best thing that we can possibly do in here. I think this Thursday was usually a flat track day. We only had like a couple people here running flat track. So I think what we might end up doing in tangent with flat track is either have a demo derby in the center of WK Raceway or a little 2v2 soccer match. So if you got 1RC cars and you want to do some of that action, come on down on Thursday night. We're trying to get a Thursday night rolling here for sure. What's that? They're not live for every press of the wreck. If it red zone and riders, or if we say track. If we say track and you're one of the wrecked people, it would benefit you to hit it, because the people that ain't wrecked are probably not going to hit it for you. All right. Just a little reiteration of some of the stuff that was spoken about a while ago. Sean was busy dancing in Boogie Town on turn 3, if you guys caught it. All right, guys, y'all ready? I'm coming down. Here we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And here we go. Looks like Sean McCutcheon out in the lead. Nathaniel Burden there in second with the number 11, and Randy Kirtley now pulling up into number 2's position. Randy Kirtley on white lane looking to make a pass possibly. Him and Sean pretty heel and toe there. Now coming through the front stretch. Sean now stretching his lead just by a hair. Randy trying to hold his own there on white lane. Nathaniel Burden pulling off by about a back stretch from first and second. Glenn and James coming into the camel up there were pretty close. James coming off there in turn 3. .47 seconds left to go. Sean McCutcheon out in the lead, 7.865. Looks like Sean having some issues there with his trigger. Too much rapid fire trigger movements. Just like his father told him 2 weeks ago, you're going to tear that spring up doing all that mess. And now it has come to fruition. He had to stop and do a little trigger lubrication. Red flag, Randy Kirtley's going to hold on to the lead after the first. It's all that rapid fire trigger movement. He had to put oil on his trigger. Just like James said it would happen. A rule I learned long ago and still kind of struggle with sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of like Sean in a little weird way. Listen to your dad and do what he says, because he knows 99% of the time better than you do. All right, Randy Kirtley, my dad, out in the lead. 14 laps, 13 Nathaniel, 13 Sean, James McCutcheon 12, and Glenn 11. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Oh, maybe not. I might just be looking at that differently. All right, no comments in the comment section. 1 minute and 5 seconds before we go back green racing. Like I said, we'll take a quick look here at the points. Sean McCutcheon, he's out perfect right now. He cannot gain any more points. All he's here for is to keep people from getting first place and gaining any points, which is Randy Kirtley pretty much. He's got to gain 20 points. So Randy Kirtley's got nothing but second place. His second place won't gain Randy anything. He has to get a first here to gain 5 points. Heading back to Worlds 1. I'm going to go back out there and get ready to do some more track marshal. I'll see you guys in a minute. Hello, Glendis. Here we go, folks. Track. Looks like we might have a track marshal here by the name of Larson going to help out. Might be able to run this track live now. Tell you, in cases like that, you yell track, okay? Randy Kirtley's still in the lead by 1 lap here. As long as he keeps his car on, he's got a good chance at this race. Because I know the difference between Sean and Randy is not much. And Randy Kirtley's slapping the outside wall, turn 1 over here. I don't know if you guys could hear that off the mic or not. Track. $16 seconds remaining. First, second, and third all separated by 1 lap from each other. All right, in the red flag rotation. Let's take a quick look here on the right display here. Randy Kirtley still in the lead by 1 lap, 14.5 on average. Sean McCutcheon, 14 on average there. And Nathaniel Burden in third position, 13.5 on average. 23 for James, 21 for Glenn. And we're just into our second heat here, so we still got quite a bit of racing left to go. We can see rookie points from last night here. Had a few new racers here joining up. We see Amber there, her first race there, 70. 85 for Avery. Jerry Martin the other night joining up with the guys. And then we can see Jacob Harner, I think Harper. Jacob Harper here for 95. I'll have to change his colors a little better to see on the screen there. But nonetheless, a bunch of these people coming in yesterday, the neighbors crew, and got their points, and then also moved up a rank or two in our outrunning here. We can see the Harpers there down at the bottom, and Jacob and them on the first rung there. So it's pretty cool. They come in, and then we see Ricky and Derek and Andrew and Devin there on the second rung now. They moved up a rung last night, so they're trying to get to the finish, get them a nice little car. Be pretty cool when they do. 20 seconds to be racing. I'm going to head back out there and help them track marshal. All right, here we go, folks. 5 red lights dropping out to a green. Randy Curley coming through the camel hump here, currently in the lead. Fixing to make his first pass through at 8.163, about a tenth of a second slower currently than Sean McCutcheon. So Sean is reeling them in there a little bit. Glenn Burden coming off in the third to last corner there. T gets him put back on pretty quick. See Larson there getting Nathaniel Burden's number 11 Budweiser put back on. Sean McCutcheon there on black. Lane coming around third to the last corner, now on the back stretch in the white car. On the same lap as Randy now. Larson, a pretty good track marshal, to say the very least. If you got free time, you want to drop in at Lanes Raceway and do a little bit of track marshaling yourself, we do offer a drink and a snack if you want to help track marshal these races. Randy Kirtley and Nathaniel Burden side by side there in the camel hump. We're going to see another heat over with here. All right, let's head over to the right display again, take a peek. You can see Sean McCutcheon showing out in the lead. He's still behind Randy by about 2 corners, but Randy is very, very close to getting caught here. As we can see, the 15's rolling there for Sean McCutcheon. Nathaniel Burden there in third position, only 2 laps down from the guys there. And that's only because he's only wrecked once. So he's definitely keeping his own pace for sure. That's your top 3 right now. like I said, a really beautiful day here at Lanes Raceway. Beautiful days, for one thing, I noticed. Don't do too good in hobbies. But I can't wait till the hot days come in summer. Right now, it's perfect weather, perfect boating, bike riding, doing everything. So I do appreciate our racers for coming in, because they could be doing a lot of other stuff during the summertime. But instead, they come in here, and I can't wait till it gets super hot, because then we'll get more people in here. So we got good air conditioner in here right now. I think it's like 68 degrees in here. Yeah. So it gets chilly in here, but that's good in the summertime. I hope I get T back to making shaved ices like she had the past 2 years. She kind of stopped doing that, and I miss it, because I used to get a Dirty Donnie is what we call it, and that's after the pinball Dirty Donnie guy that creates pinball machines. But anyways, it was a cherry and a lime and like what is it, dragon's blood mix. It's pretty good. So if you ever get frozen ice at home, definitely check that out. I'm gonna head back out there and track Marshall. Be right back with you. Yeah, T, you need to get the shaved ice back up and rolling, because I need a Dirty Donnie. Track. Okay, guys. Nathaniel Burton's car there on white seems to be smoothing out a little bit. It was a little loud early on in the qualifying, but now it's sounding quite a bit better. Randy Kirtley fending off Sean McCutcheon there on yellow lane as Randy comes around the start finish, then followed by Sean. Now through the camel hump here as they come up on lap traffic. Randy Kirtley coming up against James McCutcheon there on the orange lane. James going to ride her off. 40 seconds remaining. Glenn Burton catching an edge there in the corner. Sweet mercy. I got my fingers taken off. All right, rotate them. The difference between your first and second is there in turn two, Randy and Sean McCutcheon. All right. All right, let's go back over here to the right display and take a quick look. We can see Sean McCutcheon showing in the lead. He's a couple car lengths behind Randy, but he is gaining quite a bit of time here. Randy was able to turn a 15 lap time there on blue. It's 2 laps better than Sean. That was the one where he had to mess up with his controller, so not real good comparable. In 20 seconds, and they'll be back racing. A little flicker on the lights. Might have to turn some air on in here. It's getting a little warm in here. I think it's like 70 degrees now. All this moving. Let's get her down to 70 in here. Natty, I'm going to squeeze by you and turn the air on. Yeah, it sounds a lot better. Mountain Dew Sean. All right, 19 seconds. Going to head over here and get ready to track marshal. Randy and Sean side by side through the camel hump, coming around to the back stretch here. Still side by side. Sean able to gain a little bit more speed. Now going to take over the lead from Randy. Larson and trying to get Glenn back on there. You can see the blue sticker. And then another car coming off in a camel hump. Wasn't able to see who it was. I think it might have been Nathaniel, possibly. Glenn's car stalling on the back stretch. I don't know what's going on with that. Possible body issue. Randy and Sean still quite close to each other, about a corner difference. Randy really pushing everything he can on the tighter lane. Coming off there in turn one. Puts him down by about 3 corners. And that's a red flag rotation. Ooh. All right, let's see here. All right, we see Sean now in the lead, 73 laps, 72 for Randy. Randy only turning 14 there on purple after that wreck. Sean still turning a 15 lapper there. Ends up putting him in the lead. 68 for Nathaniel there in third. 61 James McCutcheon. 56 Glenn Burton.
You know how cool this kid is.
He's pretty cool.
He is. I heard you over there. You go, well, I like this corner better. Hey, wait, can I reach that? Yeah, I can reach that.
Uh, when this gets done, make sure you get a picture of where they finished because that's how we're going to have to do the points. Because they can swap races out now.
I like this corner over here. Wait, can I reach your head? Yeah, I can reach your head.
And I also need to compare it from the other races that you got wrote down. Okay. Want to make sure I swap out the correct races. Oops.
Look, you got people.
Yeah. Yeah, James, would you like for Glenn to turn you around backwards so you can wreck? It's worth a shot, you know. Sean McCutcheon in there with a 7.971 fastest lap time, about a tenth of a second faster than anybody else on the track right now. Randy Kirtley doing pretty good there, coming off only one time in the first corner there. But still yet, Randy Kirtley only turning 14 laps there, which is making him drop another lap there. 87 laps for Sean, 86 for Randy, 82 for Nathaniel, 75 James McCutcheon, Glenn Burton 69. A reiteration of the point standings here right now while we're waiting on these guys to work on their cars. Sean McCutcheon's been shutting out since day one, the 2 weekends. He has gotten first place. I'll be going over the points after this race, and they should be updated by the next race. If not, we'll get them updated before next weekend. Next weekend, you'll have the points. Might just do it on the fly while we're getting our other races rolling. Just depends on how much time we have in between this race and the new school race. .40 seconds, we'll be back racing. Ugh. Are you running? Going into round robin 7-8. We got this one and one more. I do the best I can. 3 wide going into turn 2. The green car there is going to come off. That's James McCutcheon there in turn 2. Ryder. All right, Sean still hanging on to the lead by 1 lap. Randy Kirtley there close to behind him on second. Both of them a little bit tighter times there. As for fast times, a 7.957 and a 7.939 for Randy. Head over to the right display here and we'll take a look. Sean McCutcheon 102, Randy 101, 96 for Nathaniel Burden. James McCutcheon 87, 81 for Glenn Burden. We'll be going into our round robin 8 of 8 after this. Remember, chat is live, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe to friends, family, or anybody that you can think of that would like RC, slot car, hobby racing, even a little pinball action every now and then. Shirts are available now in this series, and still time to join this series. This is what the back of the shirt looks like here. It says Lanes Raceway 2025 Summer Series. It's got a new style Camaro and an old style Chevelle on it. And then the front just says Summer Series and like a dystopian city. Lanes Raceway at the top. I believe it says slot series. Nonetheless, each one of the racers here that are members will get one of those shirts for free. If they're not members, they have to pay for them. The first order is always the cheapest, so definitely if you're getting into the series and want one, you'll want to get it on the first order. They are screen printed shirts, and they are high quality. They don't shrink, so they're pretty good shirts. Randy Kirtley at the last second gets his stuff in order. And this is it, folks. Round robin 8 of 8. 2 minutes. We'll decide a winner and a loser here. Glenn Burden coming off third to last corner there. Larson's going to get him put back on quick. All right, and there's the checkered flag, and Glenn on his lid. Last lap right here. Get him turned back over here. No, you're good on that. There wasn't no ties.
Hat trick.
You just need to take a picture of the finishing order. So Sean and Randy not going to get any points this week for sure, as Randy's finished in second all this whole time we've been racing, and Sean has finished first. As for Nathaniel, James, and Glenn, going to have to take a minute and review the books. Make sure you write all that down in your book, and then bring me the book for the finishing orders. And then coming up next will be our new school race. So we're going to go ahead and exit this. I'm going to go ahead and get these guys set up for qualifying in that. Give them a few minutes to get their cars changed over. Also, guys, summertime hours are like this. As long as there's somebody in the building, we will stay open. But after our scheduled races take place and there's nobody else left in here, we will shut the lights off and air conditioning and leave to save money.
Sean doesn't get points?
Sean won't get points, and neither will Dad. Did you write their order down for this week? Okay, I see it. Okay, so give me one sec. Qualify time, okay. Wait a minute. I need to select racers. Oopsie. Clear all racers. Place random. Okay. Change over the options again. To 20. And to 20. All right, we're going to head over here to the points real quick. It's going to take me a few minutes to scramble through these papers and try to figure out exactly who needs points and who doesn't. So Nathaniel finished third.
I know, I'm coming.
What? So it looks like Nathaniel is going to gain 5 points. So we'll go to him real quick. Head up to the settings here. And he'll be 350 now. As he'll replace one of his 4th places with the 3rd place. And then Glenn in that last race. Or James, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. James got a 4th place, which is 85. And James wasn't here last week. So James gets the full credit for his points today, which is 85 points. So he'll be at 260 now. Okay. And then Glenn there in 5th position. All right, Glenn is not going to change points-wise this week. So right now, these are up to date for points until we do another race. Glenn Burden at 320. James McCutcheon at 260. Guillermo Sire at 180. James McCutcheon 260. Glenn Burden at 320. 350 for Nathaniel Burden. 380 for Randy, and 400 for Sean McCutcheon in 1st place currently. So we're going to swap this over to Worlds 1 here. I'm going to take a small break, grab me something to drink, folks. Be right back with you, and then we're going to start qualifying up right after that. All right, folks, I'm back. Shelby Conrad. Hi, T. T is around here somewhere. I think he's playing with the dog. But hello, Shelby. All right, up first is going to be Sean McCutcheon, followed by his father, James McCutcheon. Special thanks to Larson Shock for helping us track marshal in that last one. So while we're waiting on that, let's go over here and review these points. These points are live. They are true. So we were able to see James McCutcheon gain a little bit of ground there at 260. And we also seen Nathaniel Burden gain 5 points to 345, or from 345 to 350. Everybody else is kind of gridlocked. Randy finished second again, and Sean finished first, and then Glenn finished fifth again. So no changes there. Guillermo Sire, watching from South Carolina. The man, the myth, the legend, Guillermo Sire, folks. Uh, he is actually in the runnings for this race and got a scorching fast car. He's the only guy running a big block out here. Everybody else running small blocks. But he's running an Enforcer motor. Everybody else, I believe, is running stomp motors. But Guillermo's actually able to keep his car running pretty competitively with the Enforcer motor. Lost his front clip in the old school last series, or he would have brought home, or last race from last week. Excuse me. Let me get my words together there. But he lost the front clip off of his Challenger, his Dominic Toretto mobile, and he would have won the race if that didn't happen, because that thing was flying before that happened. All right, guys, we just need some track marshals. Oh, you think you're that good? All right, I'm doing it. Here we go. Sean says he's that good. He only needs one track marshal, Randy Kirtley. So here we go. 1 minute qualifiers here. 20 seconds in between for rotations. On deck is going to be James. And Sean's up in here. I just keep telling Sean every week. I was like, man, I know you bought those bodies. I really wish you would have stickered them up and made them pretty. But he's got a red car with a white hood. Every time I do these hard bodies, or I do the stickered up cars and stuff, it never fails. We get some generic cars that just don't match it. But I do love it. The guys that do it, so Randy Kirtley, Glenn Burden, and Nathaniel Burden all got some really nice NASCAR looking stickered up cars. Guillermo, of course, he's got a hot rod that looks like Dominic Toretto's car. Some time invested in it. But nonetheless, it's working for Sean. I mean, his car's fast. He's just using standard stickers. John, happy Sunday, fellas. Happy Sunday, John. It is a beautiful day here at Lanes Raceway. 7.898 for Sean McCutcheon. Like I said, you can't beat the day that we're having here at Lanes Raceway. I mean, just look at that weather out there. Grass is green off of a fresh rain. I will say this, the yard is a little soggy right now from that big rain. So if you was to step right there in that little green section there, it would be like stepping on a sponge in the kitchen full of water. But nonetheless, very pretty day for sure. A good day to be grilling. James McCutcheon's up next. We'll go ahead and skip him through. He's got the rodeo lasso. Here we go. Guillermo, I see you're out there. If you can look in the upper left or right above my head here, you can see the new style for the series shirts that you'll be getting. And it's a new school Camaro and an old school, maybe 69, 68 model Chevelle on the back of the shirt. And a dystopian future looking city with a cool palm tree. It's the last palm tree. When I was designing this, I was watching, what is that? Not Willy Wonka. It's Willy Wonka. Dr. Seuss movie, the one where they cut the trees down. I was watching that, and the guy in it, I don't know if y'all have ever seen it. It's kind of a spoiler. It's been out for quite some time, but the little bitty small guy, man, he cracks me up there at the end when everybody's like, let it live, the tree. And then he goes, yes, we should let it live. And then he's like, let it die, let it die. That was going through my head when I was making the shirt because it had the one tree and he was wanting it to die, and I was putting like a dystopian little city after that, to signify what I believed was going to happen in this series. A lot of wrecks. Nonetheless, I was disappointed because these guys have really been driving these cars good. James McCutcheon, 8.273 there in second position. Right now, Randy Kirtley coming up. He's got about 19 seconds to get hooked up. But yeah, you ever get a chance to fire up YouTube, a little YouTube short, just you could probably find what I'm talking about song-wise. Just type in the Let It Die cartoon or something, and it'll probably be one of the first things that you see. But it's hilarious when you're watching a movie because it's so out of left field you don't expect it, and it is funny. I like cartoons. I've liked cartoons since I was a kid. All right, Randy Kirtley up in the number 12 Ryan Blaney yellow and black car here. Probably the best looking new school car. Glenn Burton's got a really nice one too there with the Hooters car. And Randy Kirtley's going to come off there in between the third and second to last corner at 10.831 seconds for his first lap. He's going to have to do better than that. Right now only got 5 racers, so we will be track marshaling this race. And that's going to be good enough for second time, I believe. And yet again, here in the new school, Randy's kind of nose dragging or something. He had one dragging earlier, too. Guillermo, I don't know if you're still on here, but we got 9 seconds left to go. Randy, 7.716. I'll show you if I can get it here on the screen. 7688 for Randy Curley. Randy has been busy working on the orange track, too. You can see he started painting the lanes here, getting ready for the epoxy coat there. Way over here to the right display so you can see his time. Randy Kirtley, top qualifier. This is a change from last week. I think Randy's coming out for vengeance. He wants one of them first places. He's going to have to keep the car on the track, though, to get that first place. That's the biggest and hardest thing to do in this series. Like I said, not a lot of wrecks. Me and T has been track marshaling this for the most part. Just me and her. Now, we did get some help from Larson. Last week we got some help from Blake and them. But the guys are so decent at it that we're still running pretty much a live track other than when they wreck in the camel hump. So the guys keep the cars on pretty good. Glenn Burton up next in the Hooters car here, number 9. Track, track. Glenn's going to take a look at his car here real quick. And what a difference it made with the body being as high as it was. He put her down there a little bit lower. Now it handles a little bit better. He's going to check it again, though. All right, 10 seconds left. Glenn's going to pull it. All right, Randy, 7-6. Let's see here. Right display. Randy there in first, 7.688, 7.898 for Sean, and a 8.273 James. And then, of course, Glenn pulled his car for making a lap. So last up will be Nathaniel Burden. And here we go. Nathaniel Burden there in the Red Bull car. One thing I noticed too with Nathaniel's when we was taking it, the front wheels are on the ground on his. Not a common thing that takes place when running stock cars. Usually they don't run the front wheels on the ground, but it's a strategy he's going to try out. And it's not bad, really. Pretty smooth. Right now, 9024 for Nathaniel. And a checkered flag rolling. That's it, folks. We're going to head over here to the right display yet again. Randy Kirtley's going to have top time 7.688, 7.898 for Sean, 8.273 for James, Nathaniel a 9.024, and then Glenn a DNF. So I'm going to head over here. Change out our format here. 2 minutes. Dad, where you want to go? White. Sean, where would you like to go? James? Nathaniel? Glenn, where do you want to go? Okay, where do you want to go, Glenn? Black, yellow, green, or red? All right, Glenn on yellow. It'll be a second here. Glenn's fixing his car up here. Randy's going to fix it up for him. All right, folks, on that, I'm going to leave it over here on some points action for you guys to see where these guys are located point-wise. I'm going to take a small break. Be right back with you. You guys ready? Oh, tell you we got a track marshal this one. All right. All right. Hello, Shane. Sorry about that. Guys, going to get it back over here on Worlds 1. We're fixing to do some racing. All right, guys, y'all ready? Remember the same thing. If it's in the red or it's a rider, hit it. Other than that, don't hit it unless we say track. T, you need to go over here. All right. There you go. Whew. Getting some exercise today. Track. Whew. Rotate them. I think it's a sticker. Whew, a little out of breath there. Shane White, I was able to hear the answer the other day. Are any of you guys coming to Bill's last race, June the 21st? Me and Dad are going to try to make it. Me, Dad, and T, I believe. Unless anything else changes. I don't know to give you 100% for sure because anything can happen in between now and then. I know Subway's kind of up in the air. Uh, and then, of course, here too. What's going on? I got it. Hang on. You better hurry up, Sean. All right, so I'm going to go into the options here and change that. I forgot to change that, sorry. Let's see, 120, 120. Yeah, Gabe, he would have been going. I think he's got a wedding or he's going to be in the Virgin Islands or something. I can't remember, but he ain't going to be able to make it. And then Glenn, I'm not for sure if he's going with us or not, but he might possibly be coming with us too. If we do, we'll have to shut Lanes Raceway down for sure, but it all just boils down to whether or not Dad can get free from Subway. If he can, we'll be there. If not, we won't. Bring Sean with us. I asked Sean the other day if he wanted to go. He acted like he couldn't make it because of work, but I'll definitely ask him again. Sean, are you going to go down there to Cleveland, Tennessee? The 21st? Cleveland, Tennessee? You going to Cleveland, Tennessee 21st? No? Yeah. Yeah, he said he couldn't get away from work. Shane's saying it's 21st, June 21st. Shane, is it Friday and Saturday of the 20th. Is that when it is, or is it actually the 21st? Well, I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't kick you out if you went down there and practiced. Well, I mean, it's only like 4 or 5 hours. Everybody ready? Here we go, folks. 4 red lights dropping out 2 green. T, assume your position. Off the phone. Get off the phone. Track. Hit the button. T, wake up. Welcome to Lanes Raceway. Yeah, but if you wreck over there is where most of the wrecks are going to happen on those 2 corners. Camel hump, you just yell track, and they hit the track button. Glenn hitting the button there. He's in the red zone. Thank you, Nathaniel. I'm getting a free gym membership right now. Feel like I'm a kid again back at basketball practice. Track. Yeah, because there ain't no way I'm going to get to that, and neither can she. Well, my belly, that's pretty tough going from there to there to there to there. I don't work out. I guess I need to quit riding on the golf cart so much. Start walking more. I have been eating more natural food for sure. I've been eating wild garlic. That's of course in season now. Find some track. Me, Dad, Mom, and T, we always go around looking for wild stuff to eat, take home with us. I got a puffball mushroom growing. Nothing I can do there, Nathaniel, but look at it. Nathaniel came off of his lane, landed in somebody else's, rode hard into the wall. I've seen worse, so not too bad. And Nathaniel's car riding a little bit high on the sky. Track. A lot of wrecks here today. Not the usual case. All right, here's a heat over on a bit of a brutal heat. right. All right. We understand. Yes, it is both days. We are looking forward to coming back to lanes and racing soon. Excellent. Yeah, we had talked to Alan a little bit, and he's wanting to schedule one for the next summer. Of course, after this summer series, I'm going to start working on getting some of the advertisement and stuff like that rolling for that. So we're pretty excited about that. And the way Gabe talked, you guys are wanting to run about 2 races up here a year. So definitely get prepped for that. That's why we're working on that orange track too. Missed that. So let's go over here to show you what Randy's been working on here the past 2 days. While I've been running the shop, he's been painting these lanes going down through here. You see red and white being painted now. So once we get all 8 painted, then we'll mask that and then come back and lay the epoxy. And we should have a smooth orange track at that time. So we've done a lot of sanding, all the joints and stuff where it's been moved 3 times, knocked off all the burrs. So it's going to be a really fast, really smooth orange track. And I think the next time you guys come down here, y'all going to be racing IndyCar on that. And it's funny, we were just talking about IndyCar and Glenn earlier, how nobody could touch him in the fall series last year with IndyCar. And he was a good 10th of a second or so faster than everybody else with IndyCar. So it's going to be interesting to see how our fall series is this year. Of course, IndyCar are going to be involved with that, Wing Car, and I think we're going to have another series on top of that with it. As 2 is just too little, and 4 is too much. 3 is just about right. You know, it's like the porridge adage, I guess. I better get back out there. Sorry, folks. I got to get out here and track marshal. You better watch out, Sean. T's trying to go to Boogie Town. I don't know where that's located. Track. Well, it's just a track call because it's in the red zone. Sean said he was going to put the cars on track. Glenn slammed his car there in turn 3 as a rider, but nothing that could be done. Track. I'm going to turn some air back on. Turn it down at least 1 more degree. 69. I'm doing all this CrossFit over here. Oh, sweet mercy. I thought I was in decent shape. Found out I wasn't. Track. Good. Hello, Mama. Track. I'm done running over there. Track. All right, looks like we're live tracking now. Mom's getting in the mix.
Is that what this box is for?
Glenn, you got a little gaff tape in that front? All right, folks. Whew. Shane White, very cool. Have you made any progress towards NSR racing on the flat track? And I looked into that, and the NSR is a European company, and there's some issues with that. I'm not saying we can't get it happening, but they kind of go through hobby stores, and we're not necessarily a hobby store. We're a hobby shop. So like, and there's a language barrier there a little bit too. Um, I'm not going to give up for sure, but I think it's going to be pretty difficult. Viewers, okay, buying viewers again on Twitch. The only messages we ever get on Twitch is people trying to sell views on Twitch, which is wild to me. Like Twitch just needs to implement some sort of bot to get rid of all that. But nonetheless, yeah, I mean, I love the NSR cars. I think we're going to try to go a different route other than doing that. Maybe just stick with the old school Womp Womp stuff, probably from Mid America. But then we're going to try and shift that kind of focus where the NSR cars and the Mini Z cars from Kyosho and stuff, which are RC, they look very, very similar. They're probably made in the same factory. Just to get that kind of thing going, we're probably going to move towards Mini Zs for that little 330-second or 132nd stuff. Bill has a bunch in stock and that could be bought at a discount. Well, if I that sounds good, I might have to talk to Bill. I gotta Shane. I'll be right back. I gotta get out there and track marshal. And I am curious too. Might actually talk to Bill about maybe where he was able to go through. Maybe he's one of them that was able to get through to be a dealer for them. Uh, there we go. But yeah, quite interested in NSR cars. I know a lot of guys are too here. Uh, Mom behind you. We looked into the Carrera and there's Scale Electric. All analog cars. A little skitty, isn't it? Sean and Randy now are really close together. Randy on blue, Sean on yellow. A little wide traffic. We got a bit of a race battle between Sean and Randy. Sean not giving an inch there. Randy really bringing it home through the camel hump there. And a red flag. Randy's going to slide into the lead right there at the end of round robin 4 of 8. All right, Shane White. What's up, Shane? But yeah, Shane, for sure. If Bill's going to be selling some stock of it, I would definitely be interested in it. Like I said, I'm just having some issues here. I'm sending emails, but I'm not getting emails back. Is my biggest issue that I'm having. And I've sent quite a few emails to other places too. I've not been getting emails. Now, I don't know if it's a quality of service type thing that's going on, or if it's getting our emails are getting sent to some sort of junk mail or whatever. But uh, what are they? You know, when you scroll down to the bottom of the list, it's like it has dealer information and stuff like that on certain sites. But NSR has got like a contact, but it's all European or I don't know what language that is that they have on their site, but it's foreign. So, nonetheless, cool cars. I mean, exceptionally cool. Those NSR cars are made by hand overseas with the tariffs and stuff too. That's another thing. I don't know if that's going to be a big deal. Italian, okay. Yeah, I knew it was a foreign language for sure because I wasn't able to read it. I had to translate it through Google. But I sent them a couple emails, and like I said, I haven't got anything back, so I don't know if they're accepting dealers or not in the U.S. But maybe Bill has that info. Maybe we can get that going on with us. Maybe do a. I'm talking. Maybe do a little virtual series or something together. That'd be pretty cool. I know. I don't know if Bill's going to find a new place or not, but nonetheless, I'm heading back to the track marshal. Mine's here, there, and everywhere. You know, Mom was wondering where I was at for track marshaling duties. I probably should have put a little more deodorant on today or antiperspirant. I'm sweating like a hog over here. 68 degrees in Lanes Raceway. I wouldn't make it out in the workforce anymore. I'd be dying right now. Randy and Sean still side by side coming into turn three here. Both on the, oh, and Sean gets hit by James. Okay. All right, here we go. Sean showing in the lead. I believe Randy's going to take that lead now. Sean now in second. James McCutcheon third, 53. Nathaniel 49, 46 for Glenn. red flag rotation. That's the end of round robin 5 of 8. Oh, all right. See if I can get over there real quick. All right. Right display. All right. Randy Kirtley, 72. 71, Sean McCutcheon. James McCutcheon, 62. 56, Nathaniel Glenn Burden, 55. Still got 3 heats left to roll here. And as of right now, here are the points for the new stock or new school, old school. And as you can see, Sean McCutcheon with a perfect 400. He's just here to block. But Randy Kirtley's trying to make 5 points here. So we'll see if he can get up to 385 today, if he can take home a first place. Wolf Tracks RC. Ooh, la la. I miss Buna Park Slots. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, man, but I may not be. But yeah, slot car racing. Been doing it my whole life. Right now, the new shirts are out. Let's see if I can bring one of them up here. This is what the front of the shirt looks like. Now, of course, you're going to see it clear because I put a green screen effect on it to get rid of the white background. But it says Lanes Raceway 2025 slot car, summer series, and old school, new school in the front. And then the back of the shirt here. We'll bring it out here and take a peek. And it's got a Camaro, a white Camaro, but I know it's kind of having a chroma effect. And it says Lanes Raceway 2025 Summer Series. They got a Camaro and a old school Chevelle there in the back. And that's what these guys are going to get for being members here at Lanes Raceway. It don't cost them anything. 8 seconds before we go back green race. I can get back out there, track marshal. Ugh. And I'm back. Looks like things are touching off the wall over there, having some issues. Now back in the slot. Off the third to last corner. Nathaniel Burden currently off of the field. Where's Nathaniel? Where is he? He's broke. Is he hiding back there? I guess Nathaniel's car's broke. I guess he spun a gear or something. These cars are quite heavy, 300 and something grams a piece, so they are breaking. Randy Kirtley and Sean both had really good cars all season. Sean McCutcheon now in the lead. Randy Kirtley about half a track difference between them. Randy Kirtley struggling there on black. And a red flag rotation. Sean McCutcheon now in the lead with 86 total laps. Randy Kirtley moving to second after having a couple wrecks there. Shane White. Okay, racers, have a great evening. Hope to see you all soon. Hope to see you too, Shane. Have a great weekend. Or, well, have the rest of your weekend. It's fixing to be my weekend, by the way, folks. I'm off on Mondays. So let's see here. Right display. Sean McCutcheon, 86-85 for Randy Kirtley, 74 for James McCutcheon, Glenn Burton, 67, and 56, Nathaniel. Like I said, a beautiful day. As you can see, Mama sits my golf cart there. She's trying to get in the shade under that awning. There's not much shade to be had right now as it's a little bit towards the middle of the day, getting to the evening time. Flat tracks here on Thursday. This Thursday, we're going to try to spice it up a little bit on top of the flat track race. Maybe have a soccer race or soccer match here inside of WK Raceway. That'd be pretty cool. I know that Jeff McMahon's been wanting to do that. Got 36 seconds left to go. Everybody's working on their cars. Now, this will be round robin 7 of 8. This is our last race of the evening. But it's been a fun one. These guys have wrecked more this week than last week, but I did create quite a bit of sawdust here yesterday, sanding up what I could on the orange track. As you can see, our orange track being renovated, flattened back out. It's been moved 3 times in the past 3 years, so we've had to do a lot of sanding and work, and Randy's been painting the enamel stripes there as we will paint all that and then come back. I got to go back and track marshal again. Looks like Nathaniel's still working on his car. Maybe get a word with him after this heat and see what's going on with it. Glenn Burton coming off in turn 1 to get him put back on. 1 minute remaining here. Sean with a 2-lap lead. Gonna be tough for Randy to catch up after that last heat, wrecking 3 times. Sean has been pretty focused and not wrecking so much in this class. Randy getting a little squirrely there coming out of turn 1. Go ahead and put that. Yeah. That's a close call.
Get on my level. You 7/10 off. You're 7/10 off with the regular time.
All right, and a red flag rotation into our final 8 of 8. Daniel, what's going on over here?
Oh, changing chassis.
What happened?
I'm just changing chassis. They didn't like the way that one was handling.
Changing the chassis.
Yeah, I'm going to some brass chassis. See if it handle any better.
All right. Well, I didn't know if you'd stripped a gear or what. We just seen you disappeared on us.
No, I'm trying
Chassis changing, huh?
yeah, trying something different.
Changing from a Chevy to a Ford.
No, it's still gonna be Chevrolet. We're just gonna go old school Chevrolet with the
Oh,
chassis instead of a new one.
old school Chevrolet chassis versus new school. He's swapping over to old school. He's had enough of the new school. So he's going to try to get her over to a brass chassis versus the new Mid-America hard body chassis. Says he just didn't like the way it handled. So let's see about that. All right, looks like we had an expired session here. 1 second, folks. I'll get us back up and rolling. And meantime, you can see Outrunning, one of our events that we have here at Lanes Raceway. And that's for rookie challengers here at Lanes Raceway to get them a car if they complete the whole road of outrunning. And then they'll be entered into a rookie challenge race, which is an enduro, to even get them more used to the track. And we're going to turn the track on at 7 in the morning and let as many of the racers that finish that car out run a whole race until the last man standing, or until people just give up. And then, of course, we'll have a prize for them. 29 seconds before we go back racing. After this will be our last race. If it's quick, we'll go ahead and get the points and stuff situated here and see if anybody's going to gain or lose points here. I think the only person really right now that's going to have a chance at it is either Glenn and Randy. Everybody else, I think, is going to tie out on their races previous. Here we go, folks, the last heat of the evening. Glenn coming off there in the red zone, getting himself swapped back over. Track. Track. Hit the track button, please. All right. I just didn't want to see somebody's car going to a million pieces. Evidently, Glenn and James were going to draft a little bit there. Anytime I see a rider, I get extremely nervous, if you couldn't tell. T, you got the book? All right, looks like Glenn's pulling his car. No way to catch, so he's just going to not risk his car for the rest of the race. Call that the Gabriel Kirtley strategy. All right, and that is it. No ties, so we don't have to worry about the numbers on the track. We're going to go over here and see if there's any way anybody can get a couple points here. Randy Kirtley, of course. You need to take a picture of this. All right, so Sean in first. Randy. James. Glenn. And Nathaniel. Okay. So Glenn finishing fourth position. He is going to gain 5 points. So Glenn, go over here to the point section here real quick and add 5 points to Glenn. So he's at 320 now. He's going to be 325 for getting a fourth position and replacing one of his fifths. Nathaniel dropping to fifth. Not going to be able to change. James up into third. This will be his fourth race. He gets all those points. So he's going to get 90 points. And James McCutcheon. It's going to be 350. If I can get my clicker right. There we go. 350 points there for James McCutcheon. And everything else is on the up and up because Sean has a perfect 400. Randy has all second places, which he got another second here. He's not going to be able to replace that. James, of course, up in third position, now gaining his fourth race. Constitutes him at 350, tied with Nathaniel Burden. Glenn moved up a position from Nathaniel into fourth position, getting him 5 points, which gets him at 325. And then Nathaniel there in fifth, retiring, swapping over his chassis, getting no points there, as 350 was his cutoff. So these points are alive and actual. 400 for Sean, 380 Randy, 350 James and Nathaniel. Glenn Burden 325, Guillermo Sire 180. Jay Latham, Gabriel Kirtley, Caden Dunn, and Andrew Neighbors, all with 0 points, have yet to run a race here. Guillermo Sire at 180. But all these guys do have hard bodies and are eligible for that. Let's go over here to the right display so you can see the finishing results here of that race. Sean McCutcheon first, second Randy Kirtley, James McCutcheon third, Glenn Burden fourth, and fifth place Nathaniel Burden. It was a beautiful day here at Lanes Raceway. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Special thanks to Livermore Subway for sponsoring Lanes Raceway and their slot car series, the Four Crowns, which this is a part of. This is our summer series. We got 4 series that lead up to the Four Crowns, which is winter, summer, spring, and fall. And so we got this one and one more. And right now, this is our third race. So we got fourth race next week will be halfway mark. Then after that, it's just makeup races or block races. And right now, Sean's showing up the block, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. Nobody can seem to touch him this series. Randy gets close, but then has a few wrecks, and it pulls back. This might just be the season of Sean. But stay tuned. We got a lot of racing left to go in the new school, old school hard body class here. Coming up Tuesday, we'll be racing at WK Raceway, which is our dirt-inspired 1RC racetrack here. And it's a 3/8 scale mile to the 18th scale car. And we're excited to run the street stock on it. Any 8700 motor, 12 tooth or 10 tooth, any rear end in the back, whether it's midget or the late model rear ends. So definitely check that out if you want to get involved with that. You got a 1RC car, you're more than welcome to jump in on that. Everything else is 1RC parts. So stick with that, guys. Thank you. God bless you. Have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you here Tuesday night for some live 1RC racing action.